Hello, I'm going to show you the step-by-step instruction. Okay, this tutorial is for the extended version, and what we have here, we have the action, we have the static and the animated. So if you're using CS3, CS4, CS5, then you're going to have to use the static one. But if you're using CS6 extended and CC, then you can enjoy the animated version of this Photoshop action. Okay, so another thing we have here, we have the animated text. So you can use it for 4K resolution and 720 or even the GIF file. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use that. And then we have the brush here, and then we have the pattern. So let's begin. I'm going to show you how to do all these things. So if you are using CS3, CS4, CS5, then you just load the action, load the brush, and then the pattern. That's it. Then if you're using CS6 extended and CC, then you load the action for animated, load the brush, and the pattern. Okay, so to do that, just go to Edit and Presets, Preset Manager, and then click on Load, and then load the brush. You have it here, and the next thing to do is to load the pattern. Okay, you do the same here, click Load, and then you load the pattern file. So what we will do next now is to go to Windows, Actions, and click on this icon here and go to load action, and then locate the action and load it, and that's it. So now we have all these things here. So if your video you're making is 1080, that's full HD, you click that. If it's 4K, then 720. If it's for GIF file, which you can use the original size of your photograph, then you can use that. So I'm going to use the full HD now. So you just click it here, the main effect, and then click play. So action is going to create already the resolution document for 1080. So it says here, when replace file panel pops up, locate the image you want to use in your computer and click place to import it. Click continue to proceed. Okay, what you do now is you locate where you save the file, and then you load it. So I'm going to use this one, and it says here a transform command will be activated. Simply adjust the size of your image to fit canvas and press enter to approve adjustment. Click continue to proceed. So what it means is you can adjust. If it's very large, the image, you can bring it down here, and to do that, always hold down your shift and alt key as you resize. Okay, so now that you are done with that, you can click this check icon here, or you can just press enter, and then it says brush only on the environment and model, and please don't brush on the sky area. Press stop to start brushing. Click play when you are done brushing, and action will do the rest. So we're going to be brushing on the layer 1 only. Okay, so click stop. And for faster brushing, you can use the selection tool, or you can use any of the lasso tools. Okay, so in this tutorial, I'm going to be using the selection tool. So in order to do that, in order to be able to have a definitive selection, just make sure you click your image layer, and then you can start to create the selection here. Okay, so you can click create that here, and After you have made a selection of the subject, the environment, or the model, just click the layer 1 again, and you can fill it up. Fill. And then you can fill it with the foreground color. That's the red. And press Control or Command D to deselect. Okay, so another thing you can do is to now select your brush and then fix some of the areas. If you want to and brush around here, then you can actually do that. So so we're done. The next thing you have to do now is to click play, and Action will do the rest for you. And click play. Okay, Action has finished rendering. And it says here, Action has finished rendering. You can play and enjoy the animated cloud. Go to Window tab and click on Timeline. Press spacebar the first time for Photoshop to load the animation/composition. After the blue loading line has reached its endpoint, press spacebar again for a smooth animation play. Enjoy. And you can use our included sub-actions to modify the entire comprising elements project. Click stop. Okay, Action has finished now. So we go to Window and Timeline, and you have the timeline here. Okay, you have it all here, all the compositions. Now I'm going to show you how it works. So you've already finished. So if you click the space bar, it's going to load now to the end. So the first time you play that is going to be slow because Photoshop is reading the information. Okay, so once it's reached this endpoint here, it's going to then run smoothly. Now usually it's about 5 seconds at default, so I made this animation 10 seconds. That means you have a lot of time to be able to add transition for the post process, like if you want to produce the video and compile with different other clips, so you have a lot of time. So and that's amazing. So if you have watched the demo video, you can see how I combined different clips in order to achieve that demo video. Okay, and you can do all that in Photoshop, and you can also even add a soundtrack to it. So I'm going to show you a lot of things using the sub actions, how you can do a lot of modifications. So we normally include sub actions. Why? Because we love to work faster. So for instance, now since we created a product, so we know exactly what you need to modify in it. So that's why we create the sub actions, to enable you to easily modify those important things, features in the comprising elements. So yeah, it has finished loading and you have a very smooth animation here. So you have your original cloud being animated, and you have the mist, and some of the surface cloud, emerging. So I'm going to show you a lot of cool stuff here. And when you go back to the action, you have all these sub actions here. And before we get to the text animation, I'm going to show you the cloud intensity. So if you've watched the demo video, you will probably see the one where we have the statue, and then you have this beautiful, explosive looking cloud or dust. So we got that using the generated cloud mixed. Okay, so when you click that, and then you have this huge cloud here, and then when you go to original cloud mixed, then you have the original cloud and some mist around it. And when you go generated cloud plane, so it gives you the chance to select a color for the sky. So in case if you are creating something for fantasy and so on, you can be able to make use of this option here. Okay, so another one we have is original cloud plane. So what it's going to do is going to lessen the original cloud, and it's not going to animate. Instead, some of the surface cloud and the mist will be moving. And then we have the original cloud minimal. So this one is going to give you something like this. So you have your original cloud animated. Okay, and you can also lighten that up by just hiding the original cloud texture. Okay, so you have it lighted up. So next thing we're going to do now is to add text animation. So I included fonts, the fonts that we use, recommended fonts. So these are the two fonts we used, so you can install them and have a very elegant font. So for this one we use the default Arial. So you can have the chance to choose any font that you want, and you can also download the one that we recommended. And the text animation is optimized for 1080 resolution, that's full HD. So I'm going to show you later on how you can also add the animation if you want to render in 4K or 720 or even in your GIF. So text animation has been added, so you can edit text. Click on text 1 or text 2 layer to edit the text. To reposition and resize text, simply play the sub action position. So I'm going to show you that. So you have your text here and it's already animated. Okay, it's already animated here. So next thing you have to do is you can edit this text. Okay, add the words you want to add and also change the font size or the font type. So you have to go to your type here and then click on it. So I'm going to change the font to slim extreme, and here I'm going to change this to slim regular, and probably change the text to cloud motion. So, and to reposition this, just click position text animation. Transform tool has been activated. Move the text to the position you like, and you can also resize it. Press continue to proceed. And here So you can reposition it, you can scale it as you wish. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this here. Now I'm going to show you another trick here where you can add multiple text at the same time. So all you have to do is to go back to text animation, click it, and we are done. And also, how can you do that? And no plugin needed. And you can change the font. And this one is easy. So easy to use, and change it again. Slim, regular, and position. So you can reduce that and place it anywhere you want to place it. Okay. Another thing is you can move the time that it appears a little bit further. You can move it to any position within the timeline. Okay, so for instance, I want when the other one is fading off and this one is coming. This one is being shown. So you can do a lot of things, and I forgot to show you guys. You can edit. You can still go back and edit this text here. Just click on the smart object icon here. Okay, so you have the animated text here, and you can edit everything you want to, and then click save, Control S to save that document and close it, and the main document will be updated. For instance, I would like to change the color of this stroke to something like this, something orange. Okay, and this time I want to have this backdrop here, and then I can also resize it. Okay, and make sure that you always hide the screen color layer when you save it. And it's now updated here, so we have the no plugin needed updated here. So now let's check out our animation and see how it looks. Okay, our animation has finished now, so we have it here. Okay, and we have our text here and that there, and everything in order, looking good. Now I'm gonna show you more things, a lot of more things you can do with this. And we have the sharpness, so you can enhance your image. So if the quality of the image is not really good, you can have it fixed. You can enhance the quality and create more HDR looking environment. Okay, something like that. So another thing, you can hide the mist. You can make it minimal. You can make it minimal. Okay, you can make it intense. Okay, so another thing, you can change, you can use the filter sub actions. You can remove all the filters, all the effects, and use the original color of your image. Okay, you can use the original color of your image, or you can blend it. Okay, you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your image, or you can use the original color of your im can blend it here. You can either use the preset in Photoshop, or you can just go to color, click that, and you can adjust to any color you want and click OK, and click OK again, and then you have this one. And you can also either use the preset, or you can change the color to something like that. Okay, and you have this beautiful looking filter. So another thing, you can add color leak. So you have it here, and you have this beautiful brightness around it. So you can actually change the gradient. Just click on randomize, and you can randomize it and choose any one that you want to use. So I'm liking this vibrant color. Okay, so you have that here. Another thing is, you can work on the depth. If you want it much brighter, a little bit dark, or darker, so you can also do that. And you can also enhance the highlights if you want it to be a little bit brighter, like around the sky area, and you can do just that. And you can lessen it. So I will leave it at medium. So I'm going to show you. You have your original image here, and you have the animated. So now that you have animated your beautiful shot, you can now export this. Okay, so you just click this icon here and render video. And here you can choose the folder where you want to save it. So the format, MP4, you can use the QuickTime, and for the preset, just leave it at high quality, but you can also change it. And here I'm going to show you something. So if you're going to be using the 4K, then you can leave it at document size. But no, I want to use it at HDTV. Okay, and it corresponds with the size of the document also. And you're going to leave this here, or you can also change it to 60. Okay, so 30 or 60, and then you click render. Another thing is, they can also all frames work area. So in this case, I'm going to use the work area from 0 to 10 seconds. So and then click render is going to export that. So before that, I want to show you something. So here you can change the timeline frame rate. Okay, you can, if you want it slower, that means you have more frames in that 10 seconds. So you can go to 60. Okay, so it's going to make it longer, so you have more frames in each second, and then it's going to be a little bit slower in your 10 seconds. Or if you want it really fast, then you should leave it at 30 as you export. Okay, you can leave it at 3029.97, all the same, and export. And let's go back to export. Then let's export this. I'm going to show you again how to use the 4K Ultra HD. So all you have to do again is just click on that, click on play, okay, and then you can bring it in and then resize your image to fit the canvas and enter. And as we did before, so we're going to be painting on the building, and we have our building done. Another thing is, if you want, you can also refine this, and to do that, just go to select and refine edge, and then you can refine it. You can feather it, smoothen the edge, or any way you want to do it. So after you've done that, click on the layer 1 and fill it up with the red as we did before, and that's it. And then Control D to deselect. Now that you've done that, then go back to the action and click play. Okay, action has now finished rendering, and you have that here. Okay, and if you want, you can minimize the cloud. Okay, and if you want, you can increase the cloud. Okay, so now that you've done that, you've made all the modifications you want. I'm going to show you now how you can add the text to this. Okay, we go back and you open the animated text here and drag and drop into the document. Okay, so I'm gonna bring our timeline here. So you can enlarge these to the position that you prefer. And one more thing you can do now is you can edit this document here, this text animation here, as we did before. Go into the document and do the editing you want to do. This time, applying text animation on 4K resolution, and it's just keep it as slim here. So that's it. And you can of course increase the font and all that. But if you ever do something like this, let's say you enlarge it yourself, um, it's going to recognize the adjustment. So when you update that, this is going to be um, enlarged in that manner. Let me show you. Let's say we play it from here. See that? Because of the way that we modified it. And if you want, the best thing you can also do is click on the text layer, and then you can modify the size from here. Okay, you can modify the size from there. And let's change it all back to slim. Okay, so probably use another font here for the 4K. Reduce that a bit to 100, and let's check it out. So it's a tiny method, the way it should, flowing down from the horizontal line. Okay, so when you are done with adjustment, save the file, Control or Command S, and it's here. And let's check out this animation. Our text animation has finished rendering, so let's try it out. I'll just bring this down here, and we have it here on 4K. So in case if you don't want to use the video within the 10 seconds given, you can just reduce the time, in the timeline. So you can always play around with the layers. Okay, I'm sure like you can just check out the ones you would like to use and the ones you want to hide. Okay, you can just make all the adjustments you want to make here. Okay, so I'll fully lay it here, and minimize all the clouds. Have the fog on. Then you can use the sub action and modify the things you want to modify. So in this case, let's try to okay, let's leave it at that and add some of these. And another thing you can do is you can increase the opacity of the light leak. So if you want it more brighter, if you want to lower it, so you can always increase that. And you can now choose the colors that you want to use. Okay, so I have a lot going on. You can decide to modify a lot of things here to suit your need. And this is the original image, and this is after. So what we have to do now is we're going to play it in full 10 seconds. Okay, it has finished rendering now, so let's check it out. Let's check out our 4K resolution and click the space bar. You can start to render, and you can see that beautiful, lightning looking effect. I will show you how you can export this project as a GIF file for your website and social media. What you have to do is you can use this kind of big size for a GIF, full HD or 4K. So you probably need to reduce this size of the canvas. So just go to image size, and you can bring it down. Let's say 400. And click OK. The image size has been resized, and you have a very good size here, 400 pixels wide. Then go to File, Export, and then click Save for Web. Okay, the GIF has finished loading, so you have it here. And you should change the looping option once, from once to forever. And let's see how it goes. Yep. Rendering well. Okay, looking good. So the next thing you have to do, make sure that, of course, it's on GIF, and you can change the colors in order to reduce the file size. You can change the colors. Okay. So when you change that, it reduces also the size of the file itself. Okay, so when you play it, yeah, you see that the color has gone down. The saturation level is now down. So then if you want to have all the colors in, and you should probably put it to the highest, and then click Save and locate the place you want to save it. So that's it. I'm going to show you next thing now is how you can import the exported videos from this project, how you can bring it in, and you can align them, and then you can also add a soundtrack to it. Okay, I'm going to show you that now. Okay, I will now show you how you can import the videos you exported using this product. It's very simple. Just open your Photoshop and make sure that your timeline is activated. Okay, now click on this plus sign here and select the video file. You have it here, and click on it again and select all the video files that you want to use for this. The next thing is go to the audio track, click on the plus sign and select the audio. Okay, so when you play it now, you have your video here. So after you've compiled it all, you can go ahead and just go ahead and export it. And always remember to always close your timeline. Okay, so just always keep note of that. All right. And after you've done everything you want to do, add all the clips you want to add, and the track, This is the audio track. Then go on and export the video. Okay, so I thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And do check out my other items on Graphic Creative. And if you have any question, go to our website and contact us. And thank you.